sporting directors, owners, manager, I hope you're proud of yourself because you've just cost us top four. So welcome to Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1. Top four over, top five over, another year in the Europa League, Conference League or whatever, or even not even in Europe at all. Pathetic once again. When I say pathetic, to be fair, first similar story. First 15 minutes we look okay, then we then go into our shell a bit and allow Villa back into the game. Second half, we don't look like we want to score. We want to look like we hold on to what we've got. Fair play to Maresca a little bit because he did change the style a bit, putting Reece James into the midfield, putting Neto up front, and it kind of worked at the beginning, but then Villa's physicality paid off in the end. So this is where I have a go at the sporting directors once again and the club owners. And the irony of it is that the person who scored the two Villa goals, Asensio, he was bought on loan from PSG. He scores two goals. Who sets him up for the first one? Marcus Rashford. Another move. What do we go and do? We go and weaken our team. You know, we let players go and we don't replace them. So now that we've got injuries, this squad was a light beer, threadbare squad that we had today. And the manager, he only made 1 enforced substitution in the whole 90 minutes of the game. So that says something when he's only bringing on one player. The other one was 4 substitutes when Chalobah come off injured. But apart from that, the only substitute he made was taken off a hapless Nkunku. Why he starts Nkunku, I don't know. Nkunku quite clearly doesn't want to be here. His body language is all wrong. He's going to be sitting on the bench until the end of the season. If I had my way, I don't care if you're injured. You bring on, Tyreek George had a good game last week when he came on his cameo against Brighton. He keeps him on the bench, so the manager's got to take a bit of the blame as well. The team selection, I said, not blaming him for that, and the tactics were okay-ish, but just the substitutes and not having enough confidence in his fringe players. And that's what I said. I wrote the season off from the January window, and that's when I started turning against the model, because the fact that teams have proven that if you strengthen, Villa made five purchases in the January window. That's a serious club, a club who want to try all they can to get back into the Champions League again. So, and Man City, we've seen that Manchester City, it's benefited them in the league by getting in new signings. But what do? We just bring back Chalobah on loan, a loan move, and that's it. And we're struggling to put out a side now with injuries and everything else. So we get what we deserved. The owners quite clearly weren't serious enough about pushing for a top four, because if they were serious enough about pushing for a top four, would have bought in somebody on loan. They said people said there weren't many people to be had, but Villa got a senior. Would he have been the answer for us? But he probably better than what we've got. But why do we send off Felix on loan and people like that and not replace them? Why do we weaken the squad? Why are we not preempting that there may be injuries to players like there is to Nkunku at the moment? That Jackson and people like that. It was you who weakened the squad, and then they make up excuses about, it was unfortunate that we were frustrated that the window was on, the transfer deadline day was on the day that we were playing. I don't buy those excuses. It's just ridiculous now, and we're in a rut. This is a crisis now, and this 1-0 up. Even at 1-0 up, I wouldn't even celebrate, because I knew what the outcome of this match was going to be. In the 75th minute, I think I tweeted, Villa are going to win this 2-1. You just had a feeling that they were going to win the game, because we weren't really creating. But having said that, we should have scored a goal. Cole Palmer, he's been off form lately. He's been poor of late. Great ball in by Caicedo, and he rounds the goalkeeper, but he doesn't put anything on that shot. I know he's slightly off balance, but you got to be hitting that shot with pace, and it was too easy for the Villa defender to clear it off the line. That should have been 2-1 Chelsea. I'm not sure what's happened to him. His body language isn't right neither. He's off form. Maybe he's feeling the burden of having to carry this side so much. He's got backache. But the other thing I want to have a go at the director of football. I did say about the fact that we didn't strengthen in January, that's the point that I knew that this isn't a serious club and we're not getting into the Champions League spots. I knew it from then. But the fact that they've bought two goalkeepers and neither of them are good enough to get into my boys' Sunday League team, that speaks volumes, because everyone's saying now, oh, Sanchez has got to go, and this goalkeeper, what was he thinking for that Villa winner? That was terrible. Not even Sanchez would do something as shocking as that. We've got two average goalkeepers now, and if any, when you see me call him for Sanchez, you must know that this other goalkeeper is not great at all. Two shocking goalkeepers. We spent £1.5 billion. We haven't identified a good goalkeeper. Let's see what happens with this Pendes guy, because they're hoping that he can come good. But he's 17 or something. He's still a kid. Why don't we bring back Petrovic? He's the best goalkeeper we've got, but we're looking to sell him. Why are we not looking to sell these two clowns that we've got in our goal at the moment? And that's another that indicator that our sporting directors are not up to the job of identifying talent. So wherever the data model is, I don't know where they got this data model, but they need to just press reset on this data, because it's not working. If this data was part of what identified our goalkeeper, was it just a job for the boys because Ben Roberts came in? Was it because he's a mate with Sanchez that he wanted him in? I don't know what model they used to get in Jorgensen. I did a video about goalkeepers a while ago, and Jorgensen was the one who had the most errors leading to a goal, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know what model they were looking at when they picked him up, but it's just terrible, especially Bournemouth losing today as well. You've got Nottingham Forest playing Newcastle and Manchester City playing against Liverpool. So this was a great opportunity for Chelsea to get back into fourth spot, only a point behind Forest, and Arsenal lost as well. So we had an opportunity to make 7 points. I think Villa now only 2 points better, so we could have had 7 points on Aston Villa as well. So there was many reasons why a win would have been vital today. But let's face it, this squad, which has been cobbled together by these useless sporting directors, isn't good enough. We weren't serious enough, as I said, in the January window, and you get what you deserve. It's a fact, but unfortunately, it's the fans that have to suffer. So that's it. That's my vent over, my frustrations over. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.